Welcome to the Firebelly Social Show. We're focused on talking to food and beverage brands that are on a mission to make the world better.
Duncan Alney here, and I'm with Chad Richards and Lauren Johnson, and we are the hosts of the Firebelly Social Show, where we talk with leading entrepreneurs and CEOs. And we have Dr. Jeremy Wise here of Rise 25, who has done thousands of interviews with successful entrepreneurs and CEOs. And we have flipped the script, baby, and he will be interviewing us today.
I'm excited, and there's no better topic than food in my world. And we're going to be talking about some of your best tips, but also food brands specifically. Before I do, this episode is brought to you by Firebelly. And at Firebelly, they make brands more likable and profitable through social media marketing. So they provide organic and paid social strategies along with influencer marketing to help them get ROI fast. You know, what I love about it is check out other episodes because you talk about how actually you help brands get influencer marketing. They were named one of the top 10 social media agencies in the world by Clutch. They just put out their updated rankings and they were ranked number 3 globally. And so they've helped clients like Netflix, Qdoba, Fiji Water, and many others transform their social media marketing strategies. So if you actually want to establish your brand, expand your reach, and get ROI, contact them. First of all, they're fun to work with and they're amazing at what they do. Go to firebellymarketing.com. You can email them at hello@firebellymarketing.com or call 317-557-4460. There are real human beings on the other end. Thank you. Let's talk about Karma Nuts. Okay. I'm looking at their page. Their brand looks amazing. Their products look amazing. How did they discover you?
It's an interesting story, Jeremy. We were at Bolo, which is Be on the Lookout. It's a cool conference for kind of like staying up to date with what's happening with internet marketing and social and mobile and so on. And we ran into this super cool lady, Amrita Joshi, who is an amazing marketeer and a serial entrepreneur, and now has become a good friend of mine. And she said to me, "You got to meet this guy, Ganesh. Like, Ganesh is an amazing entrepreneur, and you got to meet Ganesh. You got to meet Ganesh." And so we later met Ganesh, and Ganesh is the founder and head honcho of Karma Nuts. And so that's how we met. And Ganesh is just like, he is the best kind of human being. He's incredibly articulate and intelligent and just got a conscience. And the impression that he made on Chad, Lauren, and I was, he said to me with no doubts, he said, "I just want to be the king of cashews."
Nice. So when you started working with them, Lauren, what were some of the questions they were asking you in the beginning?
So they had already had a presence mostly on Facebook and on Instagram, a little bit on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. And they really wanted an agency that could take them to the next level. They needed help with building brand awareness, increasing audience size, improving engagement, all while fostering a do good, eat good, feel good karma lifestyle through social content. So they really wanted to take their content and make it more of a lifestyle brand.
Okay. And then is that common for brands to ask you that? Those are common things that people want to do, or were they, I feel like they have more of a do good kind of mission behind them.
Yeah. So it's not just buy our product nonstop that's forced down. They want to foster karma living, and eating healthy snacks is part of that. They also give a percentage back on all sales that they have. So as like quotes that talk about being kind or giving back, things like that is all part of it. And it's also like when you're out hiking or volunteering somewhere, bring a healthy snack that gives you the energy to get through the day.
Yeah. So you started working with them. What were some of the things you did with them? And I don't know if Chad or you, whoever would like to talk about it.
Yeah. So when we started, the copy was longer, like print ads, and they relied on stock images, white backgrounds. So we were able to cut the copy back so that it did have more of that lifestyle brand, where it was somebody that's actually just, you feel like it's a friend that's talking to you. on the other end, and having images that looked authentic. And some of the ways that I did that is they have these great snack packs that are perfect for traveling. So anytime I go on vacation somewhere, or if I'm like walking the dog and there's a really cool shot, then I will take it out and have my hand in it. It's not a professional shot, but it's like, it's what somebody would actually do. So people can envision like, oh, I'll take that snack pack on my next vacation. It's a great flight. Instead of having chips, I can have these cashews that are that have antioxidants in them and make me feel good.
I want to talk about, some of the outcomes in a second, but I want each of you to share maybe your favorite flavors, some of the flavors they have. I mean, I'm looking on it right now and I'm gonna have to buy some, but the golden turmeric looks amazing to me. What are some of your favorite flavors?
I'll go first. It's really hard. I think that there's like a different reason for things. So I really like the wrapped cashews. If you just want a cashew, but with a little extra crunch, I know that's a favorite in my household. But then as far as flavors, on the savory side, I really like the lime twist. And then on the sweet side, it's between the sweet matcha and the cinnamon for me.
Perry
The
Perry all the way.
Perry
Well, I
Perry.
think they all look delicious. I unfortunately am allergic to cashews, so no cashews for me.
He takes his cashews with a shot of epinephrine.
Exactly. A side of epinephrine for you, Chad. Um,
With an epinephrine back.
epinephrine chaser. So what were some of the outcomes? Talk about from the strategies you did to what ended up happening.
So we were the goals were to build brand awareness, engagement, and audience growth. And all of those things year over year have increased. Instagram, this is a really large number. They started with like around 100 and now they're almost 7,000 followers. So it's over 2,000% growth from when we started to now. And everything else has grown as well. We were able to see in getting that to be more of a lifestyle brand that people engage with. So we have people who share their experiences as well. So we now have user generated content and advocates and influencers reaching out and wanting to be a part of the Karma family. So that was really great. And we also were able to grow our brand awareness with co-branded giveaways. So we built relationships with other people in the healthy snacking and baking worlds. And that way we can reach their audiences and really just foster relationships.
Talk about, Chad, if you would talk about what a little bit more detail around the giveaways and the co-branded what you did there, or in general.
I think actually Lauren would probably be better off.
Okay.
I have not worked much with Karma, so
He has worked with you advised.
I've advised. I mean, at the start, we conducted the audit, but Lauren's been really in there every day with everything.
Yeah. So what were some of the things, Lauren, from the engaging with other influencers or co-branded that works? You can talk about Karma Nuts or in general.
So a great way to start with some co-branded giveaways is just to identify brands that have the same goals as you or the same life. Like Karma Nuts is about doing good and healthy living. So finding other like keto brands or vegan brands that aren't a direct competitor, then you just reach out to them and say, hey, I love feed. I love your product. Would you do a co-branded giveaway with me next month? And then most of the time they're all in. And the key is also to find a variety of brands with different followers. So I like to find some where it's us helping them. So maybe they're just starting and we have 7,000 followers and they have 500 or 1,000, but we think they're a really cool brand. So it makes sense. And then also finding the ones that have been around for a lot longer, have their check mark, maybe have 50,000 followers, 25,000 followers, and getting them involved as well. So it's like you're getting someone to scratch your back and then you're scratching someone else's back.
I love that. you know, I know you all have a breadth of experience. I'd love to hear each of you, who are some of the mission-based brands like Karma Nuts that we should be looking at? And it could be in the food space. It may be people you reached out to that you did some of these co-branded campaigns with, or just companies you respect that are mission-based in the space.
Yeah, I think, I'm a big fan of really any brand. Like, I think Tom's shoes was maybe the first to do it, but now a lot do them. I've been doing my Christmas shopping, and I've noticed a lot of the brands I've been buying from have been like, for everyone you buy, we donate, which I'm a huge fan of. So
Are there
any
any other ones, Chad,
brand
that
that's
stick
doing that.
out besides Tom's shoes, mission-based brands that donate?
Bomba. I'm a
Yeah,
big fan of Bombas socks.
that was the one I was gonna say.
Yeah, and so they, I just bought a bunch of Bombas socks for everybody on my Christmas list this year, and it's like, you buy their box of 6 and they donate 6. So I love that.
Nice. Duncan or Lauren, what are some mission-based brands that you respect in the space?
So I'll jump in. I love what Nudilite is doing. They're a lot like another client of ours, Bake Believe, who Bake Believe is bringing this amazing chocolate that is sugar free, low carb chocolate to the world. They sell them at Walmart's, and it's an amazing, delightful brand. And their mission is to help people that cannot eat sugar enjoy chocolate. And
Amen. I love that.
a brand just like that is a brand that I've just come across in the last couple of days. It's a fascinating story. Italian family from Venezuela. The brand is called Nudilite, and it's
Nudilite,
basically
cool.
all these different flavored chocolate pastes, kind of like Nutella, but no carbs, non-GMO, vegan. So I think that's where like the spirit of Karma Nuts is transcended Karma Nuts and into our passion for other work. And Hopwater, who will be bringing to our podcast, started by people originally from Fiji. It's sparkling water with hops and like natural stimulants. So the whole point is to get you away from alcohol and enjoy a natural buzz. All about the natural buzz, baby. And then one I just talked to recently, Moncour, and Moncour is sustainably developed clothing for children. So
Wow.
I think it's fascinating. Moncour is a little bit outside of our focus of food and beverage, but nevertheless, and
They're doing some cool things.
what were we talking about? Be Bold the other day. I think Be Bold, they make these again protein bars, and they give a percentage of their profits to the planet.
Be bold. Okay, cool. I always love buying mission-based, socially conscious stuff. So thanks for mentioning all those. So I love for you to talk about a few things brands in this space should do or try on social.
So giveaways for sure, branded or otherwise. Co-branded giveaways help you get, like you said, build the brand awareness, build a sense of community with other brands in the same space. But then also just giving back. We just did one with Karma that it was an entire case of snack packs and 2 people got to win that. And we had an engagement rate on that of 63%. And previously, when we would just give a couple products away, those may not have done as well as co-branded, but this one just like killed all of the other posts that we had done because it was such a large product that we were giving back to the customers. And we were like, hey, we're thankful for you to win a whole cake. I also think that you should really influencers and advocates. So maybe somebody reaches out to you and they don't have a large following, so they wouldn't be part of an influencer program, but they are passionate about your product, you love their content, just send them some product. And then they'll post about it. They'll give you great content that you can use on your feed as well. And then along the line with building community, use social media as you're supposed to. Like your brand is a person. So engage with other brands, engage with other people, like, comment. Don't just make them come to you, be a part of the community. And then the last thing is to make sure your content has variety and a personality.
So Lauren, on that, or Chad or Duncan. You say act as a person, right? People make a lot of mistakes in social media, okay, or companies do. What are some of the mistakes that companies make on how they interact or run their social media?
I got this. It is my biggest pet peeve. And this is what I talk about all the time, is not responding. So they're not listening, they're not monitoring. Um, we say it all the time, like not responding is a response. It says you don't care. And that's, I think, Jeremy, when we start working with a new brand and we audit their channels to see what's good, what could be improved. I think that is across the board one of the biggest opportunities we see, is that they're not responding to the amount, just the volume, that of requests, comments, questions, complaints, even praise. Just a simple, thanking them for
People
saying
want
something about
acknowledgement.
the brand or product. I think it's the number one thing that these brands, all brands really on social, need to be paying attention to.
What do you see, Chad? Do you see, I don't know if there's an average, but like when someone comes to you, this is the response time on average. And then afterwards, when you're working with them, what's the response time on average?
Oftentimes the average is days. Days, if at all. And the percentage that are responded to is typically below 50%. And then, of course, after working with us, it's a 100% response rate. Everything's getting a response, and at least within a day, or sometimes under an hour, even.
Yeah. And which is cool because sometimes people, even if it's like days later, they just forgot that they posted it. They're not, it's almost sometimes like no one responded, even if they respond a week later or something. So if you get a response within an hour, it like pings them. They're probably, you get hooked into social media. They're probably still on there and they're like, oh, cool. They already responded to me. So it's just a good customer experience.
Yeah.
Best practices for any of you for giveaways. We mentioned giveaways. They work really well. Anyone want to talk about in general, giveaway best practices?
Sure. I think that the imagery is really important. In the copy, it tends to be really long for giveaways because you need them to like every page, comment, and you have to put the this is not affiliated with Instagram or Facebook information. You need to put, if it's an age like 18 plus has to enter, like it needs to be in the US, or if it is worldwide. So you have a lot of that copy. So you need to make that image something that somebody will stop to read then. So a great way to do that is have giveaway somewhere on the image so they know what it is. You can make it, if it's you can do a carousel. So maybe the first one says giveaway and then they swipe over and then there's a pretty image, or you can just put the text overlay on it. You also, another thing is you put giveaway in all caps for the first word. So people see that. Use emojis on it as well. So it draws their attention in. And then keep your asks to a minimum. So don't ask them to tag 20 friends in individual sections. You can say tag as many as you like, but don't say you have to tag this many. Don't ask them to like, comment, share, put in a story, do all, like you have to do all those. Those are just extra entries. So if you like, for an extra entry would be a great way to do it. Just make it easy for them so that they want to participate.
So I would love to hear anything else from any of you of that we're forgetting or missing from the Karma Nut story. Before you answer that, I want to just tell people check out firebellymarketing.com and check out more. Contact them if you have questions. What anything else from the Karma Nut journey that would be interesting to know?
I think thinking big, I think that's something that Ganesh, the founder, has done a great job with, and I think it has definitely been implemented by Lauren and Christine, their VP of marketing, which think big, ask a lot of questions, and be relatable, and be very relatable. That's my perspective.
I think one of the things I've noticed too is, you know, if you're going to be a mission-based brand or launch a mission-based campaign, it really has to come from the top down. Otherwise, it's just really contrived. So I think that's something we've noticed with Ganesh. Like, he genuinely cares, wants to make the world, he wants to be the king of cashews, but he wants to make the world a better place, make mouths happier with cashews. And it's genuine, and it comes from the top.
And Lauren, any last words? I noticed that in their story, and I was looking it over, is he's got like over a decade years of diabetes care work with his family's legacy. And he comes from, even from his, his family's legacy, this mission behind the brand too. Any last words, Lauren, for you on Karma Nuts?
You need to be able to be flexible and change with the times and new things. This program has evolved from the over 4 years that we've worked with them, and we're constantly finding better ways to relate. And as new products as in social products roll out, finding what works for Karma and where we should go. It was Facebook first, and now we're really focused on Instagram because that makes a lot more sense for the snacking world. And the women 25 to 40 age range that like products like these.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Everyone check out firebellymarketing.com and more episodes, and have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Firebelly Social Show. We'll see you again next time, and be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes.